Hi there, I'm Kira from KiraWoods.com. In today's video, I'm going to do the next in the series on the court cards, and I'm focusing to begin with on the cups. So I've already done a video on the page of cups. Today I'm going to do the Knight of Cups. Okay, so here is our beautiful Knights of Cup card. Now, if you haven't done so, I've already done a video looking at the court cards in their groupings of their suits. Okay, so you might want to look at that, because in that I've talked in more depth around the specific element of the being the cups card, so the suit in particular relating to each of the court cards. And I also, though, want to remind you, though, for those of you who maybe been a while since you looked at that, to remember that the court cards, I think, can be quite tricky, because the court cards in a reading may be related to yourself. So there may be like the energy relating to you and something about you, an element of your personality, or maybe an attribute or a skill or an ability or something about you that is manifesting in the situation. And then, of course, in reference to what will depend on where in the spread that court card has come up. But a court card may also be somebody else. So it may be somebody else comes into your life or your situation that shines that particular skill or attribute or personality trait. Now, I think that happens, the situation where somebody else comes in, is if in yourself you maybe haven't fully developed that skill or ability, or you are perhaps not comfortable with that skill or ability. So you attract it into your life through somebody else because you need to understand it. You need to learn. Perhaps it's a little bit like they may come in, for example, you might be somebody who does not like conflict, and you shy away from conflict. And you do anything you can to keep peace in the family because you don't want conflict. And in might come somebody who is very much, the Queen of Wands, or let's say the Queen of Swords, somebody who comes in and just says exactly what's happening, brings the truth of the matter straight out, that's someone who is straight talking, no holding back. Love them, don't you? And there are times in our lives when we need to embody all those different parts. We need to be able to do that. And so if you're in a situation, if your situation is someone where you're feeling very disempowered, that you're not speaking your truth, or something has happened where you feel held back in some way, you may attract somebody, you might find that a good friend comes into your life who can speak that part for you, who may emanate to you or show you what it means to really, in a kind, caring way, be quite forceful, be quite strong, so, and sometimes you might find you attract that person in a mentor type, area. So you'll find a mentor, you'll attract a mentor, somebody you go, oh gosh, I wish I could be more like them. And they've come into your life for that reason, to help you, for you to be more that way. So back to what we're talking about here, is this beautiful knight. So with that understanding, when you see a court card come up, so like this beautiful Knight of Cups, one of the things as a reader you want to do, or in your own reading when you're reading for yourself, is to stop and ask yourself, which do I think is happening here? Is this somebody else coming in, or is it my own ability trying to speak to myself? And if it is somebody else, ask yourself, well, is that because for you or the other person you're reading for, are they sort of holding back from that? So that's one of the first places I begin with when I'm looking at the court card. I also very much ask my intuition. I go with my intuition around which I think it is. I may also find that my guides speak to me, or the guides of the person I'm reading for come in and they give me a really clear answer and I just immediately know. But either way, don't worry about it. Trust that the way you perceive in the reading how the court card is playing out will be right. It will be perfect. And that's the joy and the beauty of the tarot. You can't go wrong. If you're doing it from the right essence, the answer will be there. So back to this knight though. Okay, so let's talk some specifics about this knight. So we talked about the page last time. We talked about how the page is this young, beautiful, innocent, joyous energy that's in awe of just looking at this gorgeous fish of psychic awareness and intuition and knowledge and wisdom and dreams and imagination and just, oh, yeah, okay. Now the knights come along. Now the knight, remember, is traditionally to do with action. So the knight is there to take action on behalf of the queen, who is the queen of the realm. And so this knight, traditionally, particularly with the other knights, is very much go-getter. But in this Knight of Cups, I think the Knight of Cups is a little different, and it's a little bit more unique in the sense that with this knight, we're talking about dreams and imagination. So we're talking about when this card comes up, it's not about ego. And often when we're taking action, the ego is engaged. But when the Knight of Cups is there, the ego, it's important the ego is not engaged. A little bit like the Death card. See, look at these two. If you look at these two, you'll notice the images are extremely similar. Yeah, and that is really important, I think, in this particular deck. This is the Rider-Waite deck, Universal deck. Because it's reminding us, like with the Death card, the importance of understanding the role of the ego and where we need to put the ego aside to truly get the essence of the energy of this card to be of benefit to us. Same as with this Knight of Cups. Okay, so if we find when this Knight is there that the dreams and the imagination and are playing out more as a fantasy, then that's when the ego has gotten caught up. So this card's reminding us to look at where are our dreams, what is our dreams, our unconscious, our imagination, our intuition, our insights, our wisdom, saying to us, and are they directing us towards a place of true knowing, or are they fueling some sort of fantasy, and are we getting a bit lost in fantasy? Okay, so that's the first question you might ask. The next thing you might also look at when you look at this, and in particularly in reference to this beautiful Death card, is that as you look at this lovely horse, this beautiful white horse is elegant, and you're looking at this lovely knight who is stargazing or very much focused in great depth on this chalice, on this beautiful chalice, which is holding your emotions and your dreams and your wishes and your desires and your love and your care and your compassion, everything to do with cups, right? And so there is a message here, and this knight wants to deliver this message to you, this message around the importance of your dreams and your unconscious and your imagination wanting to guide you or guide the situation. So that's the part of your personality, that's a part of what your essence wants to come forward, the part of you, because it's a core card, it's about you, or what you want to bring forth. You want to bring forth your imagination, you want to bring forth understanding about the importance of the depth of dream work, of the unconscious, of how the unconscious works. And that's what this knight wants to do. That is the part of the message that this knight is bringing, about the sweetness of the moment and the importance of sensitivity and heart and honesty, and where your dreams fit in being a fuel to your imagination versus being a fuel to your fantasy. Okay, so your imagination, which you take your imagination then can get turned into something of substance that will serve you in the situation that you've asked about. Okay, so this, whatever it is that you're working on, this beautiful Knight of Cups is bringing you this message of bringing about balance of your ideas and your actions with imagination and with knowing from a deeper sense of self. Okay, so if you're with that, then the situation you will know you're in harmony and you're going the right way. So people, if you're making a decision, or if you're trying to decide, look at maybe a relationship, or you're trying to understand something, and you get this beautiful cup of a Knight of Cups, you will realize that divine spirit, your inner self, your own inner wisdom is sending you a message about the flow, that when you're in the flow and when things feel good and loved and connected and caring, that things will open, and from a place of sort of openness and sort of that heart-to-heart energy, then the flow will bring forth what it is you're looking for, or you'll understand the wisdom or the thing that you need to know to answer your question or to make your decision. And so it's like that emotional wisdom is being offered to you. And the only thing that can trip you up is if you get lost in a potential fantasy about it. So instead of the imagination feeding reality, that it can get lost in feeding fantasy. And that need to distinguish between the fantasy and the imagination is actually really important. And the way you'll know that is if it starts to flow. So you're looking at your question or your decision or the thing that you're working on or the area of your life, whatever it might be, and you get this beautiful card and it's this knight, and you say, okay, what is the message that's coming through? What is my imagination, my wisdom, my psychic abilities, my own intuition saying to me about the situation? And as you feel it, does it flow? And if it flows, then you'll know, wow, great, I'm on the right path. Yeah? And so and then of course, as I said, depending on where in the spread it comes up, will give you more insight into that. But just to look at this card in itself, sit and ponder with it yourself. I think it's one of those cards that you've got to look at a lot. You've got to ask yourself and feel, what is this horse about? What is this image on this horse about? What do I think is in this cup? What does this cup want to say to me? And any conflicts that may be in your life, what is it? Because it's quite a slow moving horse. It's reminding you to slow down and to really look at the transformation that's wanting to take place, because it is a card of transformation like the Death card. And what is this transformation? And what is this genuine desire or genuine vision that you're looking for? And how is it speaking to you? And listen to that, because it is speaking to you. And you have that wisdom, and that wisdom will often come to you in a moment of a dream. And your dream may be a thought during the day, an aha moment. It could be while you're sleeping. It could be while you're relaxing, taking a moment out, maybe looking at the ocean or looking at the trees or looking at a bird, and you suddenly just have this beautiful thought, this image, this idea, this sense of knowing will come to you. That is the Knight of Cups. So when you feel that, you'll go, aha, that is the Knight of Cups. So I hope you find that useful. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe. Leave me your messages, your thoughts, your comments, and I wish you an absolutely fantastic day. And any ideas you have for me, how I might be able to improve this channel, make it more available to more people, to interest you and others, please let me know, because I'm trying to just sort of navigate my way through this joy of this internet and understanding YouTube and all of that. So I'm always looking for insight from you, my fantastic subscribers. And to those of you who've been having readings lately, thank you so much. I really love giving readings. Helps me be available then to do these free readings for people and videos. So please, if you feel like you'd like a reading and you like one, please make contact. You'll find me on my website at kirawoods.com. Okay, have a great day. Cheers, bye.